Oh my gosh, some killjoy took the Norwegian off the thank you and welcome signs. I do not like how they've standardized McDonald's. It used to be these places would have cool local themes, and now they're big box stores. I wanted to show you these stones if you haven't seen them, because when they cut through these roads with this limestone, they just left these incredible bluffs. Some that they cut, some that just naturally showed out, but this is sort of what this area is famous for. If you are the type of person who is susceptible and likes to chew gum on an airplane, you may want to be chewing your gum while you're going through these hills. I have had it pop my ears, not recently. I don't know, maybe they've changed the road a little since then, but it used to be that you'd go up and down, and sometimes you could. We go over quite a few parks in Decorah, and really, if you have not taken time to look around Decorah, you really should. I mentioned earlier the Vestaheim and the bike trail, but there's also just some beautiful, beautiful city parks, a couple other museums besides the Vestaheim. One of the best downtowns that is left in Iowa, the Hotel Winnesheik, which was a hotel originally built for a visit of the King and Queen of Norway, and it just is a phenomenal place to come and visit. I used to always go downtown and eat in a restaurant there, but two of them, well, they were both tea shops, and I love tea shops, and they are since both out of business, sadly, and I have yet to find a good replacement. So what I've been doing the last couple times, after experimenting around and not really liking what I had found for alternatives, not that you wouldn't, I mean, feel free to look around, and if anybody has a suggestion, please let me know. But my substitute for that has been to go on up to Burr Oak after getting takeout and eaten there in the park, which is really cool. So that's what we're going to do today. And we're going to take the first turn in. What you see here is the cemetery, and it looks like they have a new fence since I was here the last time. And we are heading into town. Now this main road through Burr Oak is the oxbow, which means the road used to follow the natural courses, hills, that kind of thing, and when they chop it off to make a straight through, like they did with 52 here, it creates an oxbow, or a curve like an oxbow. And so we are coming into town, and I'm gonna have lunch. Alright, since I was here the last time, the Burr Oak Mercantile Building has now passed on to the museum, and I'm not sure what they're going to be doing with it yet, but hopefully something good. The park here, the tables are the same. I think that's the church bell that was here when the Ingalls were. We'll see that later. There's new play equipment from what was taken out in the storm, and that tree that I like to use to hide the air conditioner is getting bigger again. They'd had to tear it out and replace it. This all had a lot of work done to it. They had discovered some bugs in the walls and had to tear it out and really rebuild a lot of it. And this is the Masters Hotel, but we actually start over here at the Visitor Center. As we get out to the road, let's look to our right. The cemetery, as you see it into town, the road we came in is right there. Over here is actually how the road that Rose went on would have gone. Down that road. And it looks like there's enough trees with leaves right now, you can't see it too good, but there is a ranch style house down that road that was built where the house where Grace was born was. And over here is the visitor center. Now notice especially the name on the front, because Rose was apparently looking for the town Laura had always talked about in Iowa, and asked in Iowa City, and of course no clue in Iowa City where this town was. And so she was just driving through and pop up, there it was. And up the steps, and here is the visitor center, and oh my, who's there?
Well, hi, Sarah. I was just asking if Sarah had been here.
Alright, here's me, fresh from taking a tour of the Masters Hotel. It's been a few years since I did that, so here are some highlights. Now this is the wall that they had torn out, and they found both mold from a leak in the windows above and a 4-foot abandoned beehive in that wall. So that wall's basically been replaced now. The front area, they've kind of turned into looking more like a tavern. They pulled out some of the exhibit things that were in there and put in some benches. They've got a DVD playing. Then you go through in the next room, no dolls anymore, thank goodness. But they've moved some of the things around. It looks to me like they moved the pump organ over a little bit, and they let me play it. So hopefully drop in here a video of it. I found out also that this park area over here, this park area was flooded even last night. They took out a couple trees, the bridge got hit again, and the ash tree, which used to be right here where that black ground is, the mud, has been all torn up. It's cut up there, and also was ground to make a walkway over here. They've got new play equipment on both this side and the far side of the bridge in the town park. The bell here is from the church that the Congregational church that the family would have attended while they were in town here. It had since been sent to a Quaker church who bought it when the house was torn down, and they donated the bell back in 16, and now it has this lovely little thing. I don't remember if the sign was there for the Burr Oak tree before. Burr Oak, which is actually spelled with one R. That was a misspelling on the original map. That you got the town named wrong, but it's Burr, one R, Oak, and that's the state tree. The mercantile building over here was donated to the family, or by the family of Ferneva and Robert Brimcombe, who were going to turn it into a sort of bed and breakfast, which I think was a brilliant idea, but sadly that's not going to happen. Now it sounds like what they're hoping to do is to move the visitor center over from the bank building and putting it in here, and then they would be able to do the DVD before they take you over to the building. Honestly, I think they could just have it in the visitor store as it is now. But anyway, they're planning on moving the DVD part over here, and they want more room so they can display some more Burr Oak and sort of surrounding area historic stuff that right now they don't, for both lack of room and lack of connection to Laura. And then what I also found out is they had gotten a grant from the, I can't remember the name of it, Iowa Beautiful, Paint Iowa Beautiful. Anyway, it's a statewide grant program that you can get grants or paint for your historic buildings. And they got it to paint the building, but they are going to be visited next week by the American Masters PBS people on their way down to Mansfield. And I don't know if we're going to run into them in Pepin or in Mansfield next week or not. It would be nice if we did, but you never know. And they also had to hurry to get the trees dealt with because of that. Tomorrow is going to be their book sale. They always have a fall book sale. And I think that is the highlights. Oh, and I should say the bottom, they moved a lot of the stuff. I said some of the stuff out of that top room. They moved the model of the Ingalls house up to the children's room upstairs. And they moved a lot of kind of this is what things really looked like stuff from both that upstairs from both upstairs rooms, and then down in the sort of the kitchen over to that kind of bar area where the dining room table is in the hotel. And I think that's it. I'm going to go grab some stuff out of the gift shop, and then we are heading on up. Remember, brighten the corner where you are. I hope you're enjoying coming along on this trip with me, and that you'll remember to check out all the other videos from this trip, or any of the others. Check back on this video channel to find videos not only for the trip, but for all sorts of different things, including In the Kitchen with Laura and Trundlebed Trails. Then look for us all around the web under Trundlebed Tales, on our blog on WordPress, on our podcast on Blog Talk Radio, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram. And no matter where you find us, remember to click the bell, honk the horn, and subscribe. And up the steps, and here is the visitor center. And oh my, who's there?
I was